Every night a woman stood outside my window. Her name was Lilly, and she wanted me to walk with her to Hell's Gate. Watch your step. You are now entering the abyss. On the outskirts of my town, there was an old road that was decommissioned many years ago. Not accessible by vehicle, only by foot. There are many stories that revolve around it. The bridge in particular. The locals have always called it by Hell's Gate. Many who have visited have never returned. Some people believe it was a killer, or they ran off and never heard from them again. Others have speculated it was a gateway. I always stayed away from there. A few people I knew always said they had gone, but I never believed them. It was always way too dangerous. It was near a very busy highway and was blocked off by a gate. Over the years, I heard less and less about it, and that was a good thing. I just never understood the interest of it. Not until I met Lilly. At night, she's outside my window and talks to me. I know that sounds strange, but she had recently moved next door. It was vacant for the last year, and she works odd hours. We hit it off very quickly. She always smiles and wishes she could spend more time with me. I would agree. There's nothing to do at night in this town, other than a 24/7 diner. I mentioned going there, but she never really entertains the idea. At first, it always seemed pretty creepy that she was outside my window at night. But I got used to it. Anytime I offered for her to come inside, she just didn't really say anything. She never seemed to blink, or at least it always felt like she didn't. I never met someone who truly stares into your eyes. A few nights went by and she wasn't outside my window. Every time I walked out to get my mail or drove to work, I noticed there was no car in her driveway. I assumed she was at her job, but as the days went on, it still seemed very vacant. I started to get creeped out by it again. Like, is she even real? Is she actually living here? I would ask her next time I saw her. I sure hope so. She always listened to me, even though we had short conversations. I always felt like she wanted to listen to me. In a weird way, I felt like she liked me. 3 more weeks went by, and as soon as I turned off my lights, I heard a knock on my window. It was Lilly. I opened the windows and asked her, what was she doing here? I wanted to talk to you, she said, smiling. It's been a month since the last time you talked to me. I didn't even know you still lived here. I do, she said quickly. Lilly asked if I wanted to come outside for a walk tonight. I told her it was getting late and I'm pretty tired. Her smile instantly went away. I never seen her not smile. I don't know why, but I instantly felt regret. And so I said, give me 1 minute. I grabbed my jacket and walked outside. When I went to the side of the house, she was there. Follow me, she said. I asked her what she was up to this past few weeks. She didn't respond. Out of nowhere, she got excited and said, "I have something to show you." I said, "Okay, what is it?" She pointed at a bench by her house. She said, "Come sit with me." "Have you heard about Hell's Gate?" I said, "Yeah, of course." "Have you been there?" I said, "No, why?" "I went there once, and I have a key to it." "What do you mean by a key? Do you have access to the entrance?" I felt chills go down my spine. Something was very off with her. She was very pale, with a slight aura around her as if she was bathed in moonlight. "Can I hold your hand?" she said quietly. I stood up and apologized. "I have to go." She also stood up and reached out towards my hand. It was cold. The moment our hands touched, the world around me went silent. The houses disappeared. The road stretched into darkness. And somehow, I was standing at Hell's Gate. I found myself by the entrance of the bridge. Only now it's like I'm not actually here. Like a recreated version. A daydream. It didn't feel real. But I was wide awake. I looked behind me and it was pure blackness. A void. I hear screams in the distance. Yet I am not scared. I feel sad. As if I'm at a funeral. I started walking toward the bridge. The closer I got to the bridge, the quieter everything became. No wind, no insects, no traffic from the highway. Only the distant sound of screaming. I believe I know why I was brought here. As I reached to the top of the bridge, I looked down to the river that is under it. I can't believe what I saw. Lilly was floating in the river below, bathed in moonlight, smiling up at me. Thank you for walking through the doors to the abyss with me. If you like these scary stories, please like, comment, and subscribe. My doors are always open. Dreams are timeless. Why wake up?